Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Ella and I'm a second year medical student. In this video I'm going to talk about how to best revise for A-level maths. This is the second video of a kind of mini series that I had, with the first video being how to revise for A-level biology and chemistry. And if you're interested in these kind of videos, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button. I also do like medical student life vlogs and just in general tips for medical school applications. Okay, without any further ado, let's get started. I'm going to split this video into four kind of main sections. The first one is going to be just simply revision methods. The second one is going to be a timeline of how I revised throughout the 2 years of A-level. And then third one is going to be just simply resources and question banks. So let's get started with the first section, which is just revision in general. In this section, I'm going to talk about the main 3 ways that I revised for maths. The first method that I used was summary notes. So this was mainly for topics that I found a bit difficult to get my head around, or they were a bit more complex and just needed a lot of steps. So I felt like I wanted everything to be in one location for me to look at if I need to just refresh my memory. So that was where summary notes came in. Basically, summary notes, I would make them right after the lesson if I felt like that was the kind of topic that I needed to make summary notes for. And it just involved me writing down one of the complex questions that usually come for this type of topic, and then just doing the working outs, but in a very like organized note kind of way, if that makes sense. And usually it'd be really similar to how the textbook explains the topic at the start. If you look at the AQA or at Excel or any other board's textbook, usually at the start of the topic you have a question and then it just shows you do this and then that and that to solve it. So the summary notes were basically just like that. And I think for me, I made them for like integration and differentiation, the year 2 A-level maths topics. I felt like I needed summary notes for those, and then things also like mechanics as well, and for statistics as well. I felt like sometimes I needed a step-by-step summary note guide for me in front of me when I'm solving questions. So that was the first way that I revised, make sure that I make summary notes. And this is completely up to you. You can decide what standard you're gonna choose for the topics. You can make summary notes for every single topic, or you can choose certain topics to make summary notes for. But I think it was just really helpful having something ready in case you just feel like there's a lapse in your memory and you just need to recap how to solve a certain question. The second way was Quizlet. So I didn't use Quizlet a lot, or just in general flashcards, but there were some topics where I had to memorize certain equations that weren't in the equation booklet. Or there was also a really weird section in AQA maths where you had to memorize like certain countries and some of their attributes, which I have no idea why it was in Excel maths. It just makes memorization way easier. And the third thing, and the most helpful thing that helped me in understanding difficult questions or topics, was videos. Guys, you have to make use of YouTube channels that help in maths, and it was so greatly helpful. Sometimes I come out of a lesson having just been completely dumbfounded. I didn't understand anything from the teacher and it just didn't click for me. So usually when I come back from the lesson, come back home, I would go open YouTube and just watch a video that explains it. And I don't know why, but these people, the YouTubers who make maths like explanation videos, they can explain things so well. Like something that literally I couldn't understand in 50 minutes in a lesson, I understand in like under 10 minutes. It's crazy. But the one that I loved the most was Zishan Zamurad. His videos were amazing, especially for integration, like year 2 integration. But his videos are amazing. And I also know TL Maths helped a lot of people. My friends also really love TL Maths, so that's also another option. I'm sure there's way more others as well, so you just choose which one you like more based on how they teach. So that's the 3 main methods of revision that I did: summary notes, Quizlet, and videos. And that would just be throughout the year. Now for the second section, timeline of how I usually revise for maths. So I'm going to start with what I do after the lesson. So what I do after the lesson would usually involve the 3 methods that I revise in. If I find that there's a difficult topic, I would make summary notes. If I find that there's something I'm struggling to memorize, I would make Quizlet, and then something I'm struggling to understand, it would be videos. And that would basically be the main thing that I do throughout the year when I don't have mock exams or when I don't have final exams. And then closer to final exams, that's when I start just simply going through questions. Maths is one of the subjects where questions is literally the most important way to revise. And if you don't do practice questions often, then you're really just going to simply forget how to do maths basically. With practice questions, what I would usually do is I'd go through each question and then find the answer, like look at the mark scheme straight away. It's really annoying when you go through a whole booklet of questions of a certain topic and then you realize you got them all wrong because you were just repeating the same exact mistake. So make sure that at least at the start you're looking at the answer after every question, looking at the mark scheme. Now, not only do you have to look at the mark scheme and see if you got the answer right or wrong, you have to also properly read the mark scheme and make sure you understand what you got wrong. If you feel like you're not understanding, you either ask a teacher or have a look at YouTube and see if that would be helpful, but make sure you're understanding what you're doing wrong and that you're not repeating the same mistake. And just making sure that I do these 2 steps just throughout my studying. I would just basically do a lot of practice questions leading up to exams. I'd make sure that I'm organized with my practice questions, that I'm doing all topics and not prioritizing a certain topic, because usually that happens if you find a topic that's a bit easier. You keep doing a lot of practice questions on that topic and neglecting the other harder ones that you think you're okay with, if that makes sense. So make sure that you're going through every single topic and you're understanding your mistakes and you're not repeating the same mistakes basically. So that is mainly the timeline for maths. As you can see, it's quite simple. It's not as structured as A-level biology and A-level chemistry was in my other video, but it's simply just doing practice questions after you have some notes, after you watch some videos or make some Quizlet, and just going through obviously through these notes and Quizlet if you feel like you need to, and when you're just revising for mocks or finals. Now, in terms of actual resources, I have one resource that is really special and it's not questions, and the rest are all just question banks. The main resource that I loved using for notes, and it was just really nice having beside me when I was solving my questions, is the Mathsbox notes. I'm gonna link them down in the description box, but they're basically a set of summary notes for A-level pure maths, statistics and mechanics. And what they were basically just really summarized notes. But what they really helped in is, as I said, maths is one of those subjects where it's really easy to just completely forget how to do a certain topic. So these notes just gave you that basic explanation of the topic that would just make you be like, ah, I remember this, that kind of thing. So basically that's what they are, and they're really, really nice. So have a look at them. I've linked them in the description box, and when I was preparing for my A-levels, I just printed them and had them beside me in case I just forgot how to prepare or just answer a certain question. Then I would just have a quick look at them and it was really helpful. Now, in terms of question banks, there's quite a few websites that are really good. So we have, I'm just going to read them out. We have A-level Maths Revision, we have Maths Jenny as well, that was really nice. Physics and Maths Tutor, MME Revise. Yeah, that's the main ones that I can think of. I'm going to link them all down in the description box as well. Okay, now before we end, I have some final tips just in general for A-level maths. First one is make sure that you're not falling behind. This is so important. You don't want to be cramming towards the end and just finding out that there's a lot of topics that you haven't studied yet. So try and make sure that you're not falling behind and that you're on top of the information that you're learning basically. Second one is to make sure that you're making an exam timetable during mocks time or just closer to exams time. Exam timetables are so helpful. They're gonna ensure that there's no topics that you've forgotten about and that you're not studying, and then you discover a few days before the exam that, oh wait, I haven't revised that. So make sure that you're doing an exam timetable that just structures your revision overall. And last thing, this could be a bit excessive and it's just completely up to you, but this is something that I did. I got a graphing calculator, and I'm gonna link down the calculator that I got in the description box, but you can draw graphs and find their intersection points or like tangents and that stuff. So it doesn't end up answering the question for you. Basically, you still have to answer it on your own and just do the working and everything, but it kind of assures you that your answer is correct, if that makes sense. So I would recommend perhaps getting one if you're interested. I, to be honest, got it at the start because I thought it was needed for further maths. It turns out it's not needed, and I ended up not doing further maths either, so it just was a waste of money. But then I found out that it was really helpful. So it's completely up to you. It's not needed at all, and to be honest, it doesn't give you that great of a benefit, but it's nice to just reassure you. So I'm just going to link it down and you can have a look if you would like. So yeah, that's it for my main A-level maths revision. That's how I basically revise for A-level maths and the resources that I use. I hope it has been helpful, guys, and if you have any other tips that you found helpful for A-level maths, then make sure to comment them down in the description box. Make sure to comment them down below, and if you have any other video ideas that you'd like to see, make sure you comment them down as well. And that's it. Make sure to also like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!